We have Kimberly. Okay, about 2 minutes until we rock and roll.
We have Jerome from Hot Shoe, Cambodia.
Oh yeah, he did introduce himself.
Okay, he did. Okay.
So, but thanks for getting him on the call, Collier. We have Marnets from South Africa. We have JD, Marnets and JD. If you can just type in the chat box, where are you from?
JD is from Hot Shoe, Vietnam.
Okay, so the whole of Hot Shoes, it looks like, is logging
Well
in.
represented in 3 countries. Okay, I shall off my mic now.
Okay, we've got Winnie and Uzil. If you guys can please use your chat at the bottom of the screen and tell us where you're from. We're about to start. About 1 minute left, then we start. Marnets is from Ballito, South Africa, and he's actually in South Africa, so it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Thanks, Marnets, for joining. Winnie is from Malaysia, also KL. Just gonna give a minute and then we'll officially start. All right, we are ready for action. I want to first of all welcome everybody to this call. As I said, we have the UN here today. We have people logging in from Cambodia, Vietnam, South Africa, and a lot of people locally here in Malaysia. And I want to sincerely thank you for taking your precious time. I know time, especially now, is very precious. So we are definitely going to add value to you today. And as you can see on the screen, what we all have to do, all of us, we have to sell like crazy, like never before. We need to be on fire. We need to sell. We need to sell what we have at the moment, and we have to pivot, and we might have to include new revenue streams in our business models, but we all have to sell. Now, a lot of people say, but I am not a salesperson. I told you all get it. We all are in sales. Doesn't matter whether you are a receptionist, doesn't matter whether you are in production, doesn't matter what your job scope is, you are selling something, whether it is ideas to top management, whether it is your personality during a meeting, whether it is to sell your skills to a business owner. We all are salespeople. If we get that, we will be able to sell. Now, a lot of people tell me, but I've never been in a sales position. You have. When you got married, you sold certain skills to your husband or wife. You sold your personality. We all have to be able to sell. So now key, especially in this time of uncertainty, we have to make things as certain as possible by the future offline. We need to sell. That is the core of this. But before we seriously get into this, I just want to make a few promises to you. There's a lot of presentations online out there, and they make a lot of promises to you. And at the same time, a lot of the time, the presentations go on for hours about how good the company is, how good the individual is, how very skilled they are. And they give you a lot of testimonials, maybe even for an hour. We promise that we will not do that. Instead, we will add a lot of value to you. We will have a slide or two about testimonials, but that is just to show you that we do exist, and we will run through it very quickly. The key promise here is that once you leave the call, you will have skills that you can immediately. But the promise is that there will be one or two things that you can immediately do. That is the critical part of this. We will share at the end how you can manage your team remotely, how you can make them perform, how you can get the best out of your team in this time of uncertainty. So stay right until the end. We will share that in great detail, how you can manage your team remotely, and we will also show you how you can reward them. And there will be great bonuses at never before seen prices for you right at the end. So please stay right until the last slide. So let's get into this presentation. So just a quick introduction to who we are. My name is Dirk Coetzee. If you struggle to pronounce that, you can just call me DC. I am a performance coach, writer for several platforms, and I have over 15 years corporations here in Malaysia, Southeast Asia, and I've been based full-time in Malaysia for the past 2 years. And then as Custom Performance Coaching, our company, we tend to confuse people because there's two Dirks in the company. The other Dirk, I'm the bold Dirk, and the not so bold Dirk is Dirk Schmellenkamp. You can call him DS. He is a former investment banker, and he did some work for Porsche, Siemens, and Macquarie Bank. And he has over 8 years experience building businesses in Southeast Asia. That's just a quick introduction to our company. So let's get the show going. So here's just a testimonial or two. As I promised, we'll keep it short. Zach Liu from Kerlek, he might be on the call, or at least some of his employees. He's on the Forbes list for built up Kerlek to be a force to be reckoned with in the fintech industry here in Malaysia. And he said that CPC has given him methods and a deep level of understanding of himself. And with CPC's help, Custom Performance Coaching, he has set higher standards for himself and is performing at the highest possible level. And then on Semiconductor, the largest factory in Seremban, I coached the production manager, Navin, and Navin said that it's one of the best decisions his company has ever made to onboard CPC, Custom Performance Coaching, as his coach. And they've gone to great heights. Everybody is struggling during this time, of course, but they have a great company structure and a great company culture going there. And now, as I said, I promised of our clients and past clients in Malaysia, collabs. Then we have also several multinationals, ALS, Kerlek, Curves in the past, Honda, did some sales training for them, Maxview Vision, based in Seremban, but also multinational company. On Semiconductor, as I said, largest factory in Seremban, and the international skincare brand Skin Code from Switzerland, just to name a few. Now that the intros are done, I promise to keep it short. Let's get into the meat of this. Let's go for it. DS, can you please bring up the first poll? So guys, a poll will pop up on your screen within the next few seconds. There it is. There you go. Just choose. Does a goldfish outperform the average human being? Is it in swimming? Does a goldfish have better looks, a longer or better attention span? How does a goldfish outperform a human? We'll just keep the poll up for about 10 seconds, so quickly make your decision. Just click on it. We'll get the results of the poll soon, so we'll close the poll in 5 seconds. So make your choice quickly. 5, 4, 3, make your choice, 2, and 1. So we're ending the poll, and if we can bring up the results. So 46% of you said swimming. A goldfish is a much better swimmer than a human. That's your thoughts. Good looks, 19%. So a lot of people on the call don't think and then attention span, 35%. So a close second is attention span. So thank you very much for that, DS. So we end the poll with that. But here's the truth. A goldfish outperforms the average human being in the area of attention span. Goldfish has an attention span of 9 seconds, meaning you can fully hold a goldfish's attention for 9 seconds. Average human being, 8 seconds. 8 seconds. So in each conversation, when you do sales, you have 8 seconds to impress. The first words out of your mouth, your body language, how you greet somebody is absolutely critical. We think we close the deal at the end. It starts in the beginning. So it's attention span, people. Keep it going, have interesting headlines in your ads. That's critical. Okay, thank you for sharing, guys. Let's get into this. So we need to get attention. That poll has proven that we need to grab that attention very, very quickly. That is firstly through catchy headlines. You need to build your email list. You need to do great copywriting, and there has to be a call to action. Let's start at the beginning. Catchy headlines. So in your Facebook ads, we all need to go online, and Facebook, relatively cheap. Anybody can get on there, write catchy headlines. If you don't know how to, just Google newspaper headlines. They are very good at it. The words in the headline must grab the attention within 8 seconds. You have 8 seconds to truly impress. Of course, it matters, but the headline and sub-headlines, so important to truly grasp that attention and hold it. Then you can look at what all the top internet marketers are saying at the moment. They're saying a lot of things, but what they all are saying is that you have to build your contact list, your email list. Now, a lot of people are saying that, yeah, but email doesn't really work. It does if you write great subject lines. Your subject lines in your emails must truly grab the attention of your audience. When you get a good copywriter and you write good subject lines, over 12% of people will open those emails. Now, if you have an email list of thousands and 12% open, hundreds will open it. And if you have a great value added offer and good the attention of the reader, by simply sending out emails, you will get a lot of business. But critical to this again, great headlines, great subject line, great value in your emails. And at CPC, we can provide advice on that. We can't go into detail on that during this call, but welcome to contact us afterwards, how to write great emails so that you grasp the attention of your audience and you sell. Now, copywriting is not long form writing. Those are two worlds apart. And often long form writers get irritated with copywriters and vice versa because it's truly not the same thing. Copywriting is about getting attention immediately, and it's about selling. It's about great value adding offers. Big difference. If you are not a copywriter yourself, sell online very quickly. There are a lot of free copywriting courses out there at the moment, so that's a great skill to have. So please get into that. You need to write great copy for your ads, and then there has to be a call to action in your emails. So let's go on to the next subject. And that is sales in general, and that is the art of talking to strangers. Sales is the art of talking to strangers. Now, personally, I'm a huge introvert. It was very hard for me in the beginning to be the one to start the conversation, to approach people, but that is sales. Think about it. When you are speaking to prospects, when you are meeting people online, they are often strangers. And the better you are at speaking to strangers, the better salesperson you will be. Initiates the conversation next time when you are able to take a flight. Of course, not now, but in the future, when you are able to take a flight, speak to the person next to you. Be the one that initiates the conversation at social gatherings with strangers. Not just to be social, it's to be a good salesperson. You need to be able to approach strangers. Your prospects will be usually strangers. Now that's through catchy intros. Let's say you are at a social gathering and you're meeting a stranger and you don't know what to say. It's very simple. Just find a commonality. What would the commonality be, or the common ground at a social gathering? It would be the host. So you simply ask, "Hi, great to meet you. How do you know David, the host?" And that's a conversation starter. You need opening lines. On the airplane, if you are so soon, start the conversation with the person next to you on the plane. "Hi, we are flying to Amsterdam. Do you have family there? Do you have business there? Why are you flying to Amsterdam?" Just start the conversation. Force yourself to do it. The more you do it, the better you'll be at sales. Now, especially in Malaysia, we tend to ask people, "Have you eaten?" That's our greeting. Or "Apa kabar? How are you?" But that is so common. That is so forgettable. We have to be memorable as salespeople. So it doesn't matter whether you are writing an email or whether you are facing the person directly, have a different greeting. What are you looking forward to this week? Make the person think, be different, stand out. So what you can do in preparation for talking to strangers, you can write a few opening lines. Say it with confidence, with open body language, and you'll be a conversation starter. That is the key to sales. That is the foundation. So write catchy email subject lines. You have to have a hook. A hook is to grasp or grab the customer or prospect's attention. The hook could be secrets. It must be enticing. So 9 secrets to success. How to be a millionaire in 10 easy steps. There has to be a hook in your conversations as well. And if you are doing Facebook marketing or any online marketing, your targeting, even with your email list, is so important. So divide up your email list into active clients, into prospects that are truly hot, into cold prospects. You have to send different emails has to be highly specific. So target people. If you are selling golf goods, do not only target people that are interested in golf in general. They have to have specific interests. So target that specific interest. Target people that are into golf, but also subscribing to certain golf magazines that are of a certain age and a certain income bracket. Be highly specific with your targeting, and you might have to do retargeting. So the art of sales is the art of talking to strangers, and you have to get small commitments from strangers. It's like, guys, if you write an ad and you just expect everybody to buy straight away, you might be wrong. You are talking to strangers. It's like running around and asking strangers to just date a bit, right? You first have to really get them interested. And how you do that, how do you get them interested? You get small commitments from them. So example, you get a commitment to watch a video first or watch a webinar first so that you can truly introduce yourself and introduce your skills before they buy. You get them on a strategy call before they buy. They are strangers to you. They're not just, very few of them are just going to click a button and buy. Some will. The early adopters will buy. But there's a lot of people out there. You first need to gain a bit of trust, right? So first send them some materials, send them a video, a short recorded webinar, do a strategy call with them where you are more convincing, and then you can sell. So get those commitments from them to be on the call with you, to watch. Okay, now that was a mouthful. But think about it. It is the art of talking to strangers. You have to engage. You have to be the first one to speak up. Cool. Let's go for this. Tactical empathy. Now, when I first came across that term in sales, tactical empathy, I was not comfortable with it, because it sounds like there's a tactic to your empathy. It's not sincere. But then I realized it's good for both parties. The tactic is good for me. It's good for the other person. But now, especially during lockdown, you have to show empathy to your customers, to your clients. It's a have to. Now, there might be customers and clients that are not able to buy from you at all during this period. Then sincere. It has to be sincere. If you don't experience empathy for anybody at this time, have somebody in your company that does. Do the calls and make sure that everybody on your email list gets the email, gets the call. So you need to initiate it and sincerely ask your customers, how are you? Are you safe? Are you healthy? What can I do for you? What is it that I have that can add value for you, because I really want to help? Can we adjust some of our offers to truly help you to get out of this? Extend sincere empathy to all of your clients. There are a lot of businesses out there that's too fearful. They don't even want to talk to their customer base. They're afraid that they will just get no's. I can't at this point. You are going to get it. But please divide your contact list. Divide your customers into 3 sections, please. Those people that will still be able to buy from you at this point in time. You would have a good sense of who they are. That's number 1. Number 2 are the prospects or clients that you're not sure, but you think they might be able. And the last section are the ones that you know for sure cannot buy from you at this point in time. Section 3, most importantly, Initiate contact. How are you? How are you doing? Are you safe and healthy? How can I help? We are here to help you. They will remember you after lockdown. If in the future they can buy, you'll be the first on their mind. So categorize companies according to the state of crisis they are in. Be highly specific. Now, Harvard research has proven that you should not be in a frantic state at the moment and just attempt everything. Just call everybody at this point in time. Totally focus when it comes to selling on your high value targets. Work through a list, adjust your offers to the crisis. You might have to pivot. Let's say you are an events company, but you also have a social media wing. Now everybody wants to market, everybody wants to get out there, they need to sell. So you might have to have a much stronger focus on your social media component, and you might have to create different offers that suit people in crisis. For example, if you're in the fitness industry, talk to service providers in the food and beverage industry, have them deliver very healthy meals to your clients. There's a lot of people that's desperate for business. If you keep going, you will find people that will work with you, collaborate to get those healthy meals to clients that's able to afford it during this point in time. But for sure, if you really think new streams for you, and you don't need money for it. That's critical to understand. Don't go in your mind, I can't be a service provider in the food and beverage industry, I don't have money. There are people in other industries that will collaborate with you because they are also desperate for business. So now's the time to negotiate, now's the time to strike new deals. And you might get it for zero investment. You just have a profit sharing model. Get out there. It's easy to host webinars now. I had a client, a coaching client the other day that said, well, in my line of business, I can't speak to communities now. Total nonsense. It's only in your mind. All communities are online, BNI. Contact them, ask them, can I speak about, let's say, for example, mental health for 5 minutes during your next BNI meeting? You might get a no service out there. Now is the time. Find solutions that truly delivers value. Adjust your offering. Make sure that it's affordable for your high value targets. That will also attract people from the middle of your list. The middle is the people, or are the people that you're not sure of. Are they in a position to afford or not? But also consider them, give them great offers. Let's say for your social media ads that you run, you're a service provider in regards to that, give them great offers and they might just go for it. And then to your section that you are totally, your section of the customer base where you are totally certain that they cannot afford, extend empathy. Extend empathy to all, but especially to the third group, those people that cannot afford. That there are a lot of people really struggling. Now's the time to help, support, extend your empathy. If there's nothing that you can do for them in terms of helping them financially or whatever, just give them your time. I am listening. Tell me what's going on. Tell them straight, there's nothing I can do for you physically, but I'm here to listen today. I really care for you. And maybe I can contact somebody that will be able to help you, but I'm there for you. That's a critical message that all customers need to hear at this point in time. Now, last slide before we take a short break with another poll. We're going to run a few polls today just to keep you awake and make sure you're alive and kicking. The next subject is building rapport with your customers, building rapport with strangers. Now, the first thing about building rapport is all about now on a call, but just a few points on body language when you engage somebody. It has to be open first. I have to point this out. Key to body language. I'll repeat this a couple of times. The feet do not lie. The feet, your feet, do not lie. Meaning, if your feet is facing another person, you are in rapport. If the feet is facing away to a door, it means they want to run away. They are not comfortable with the conversation. So when you are lucky again, you can physically meet somebody, watch their feet. If it's facing away from you, they are not really interested. They want to run away. So adjust the way that you are speaking. Now, I don't have any hair, so this one is quite tough to. A woman, Juanita Perumpuan, is facing you and she's running her hands through her hair and the palms are facing you. She's comfortable. If her hands are running through her hair but the palm is facing towards her face, she is uncomfortable. You have to change the way you speak. You have to help her to be comfortable. So become a master at reading body language. Great books out there. One is by Jeff Navarro, or sorry, Joe Navarro, Navarro, Joe Navarro. Very practical tips on body language. You can read the book in an hour, 2 hours, and it will help you a great deal to read people, understand people, and better help them. So the first thing about building rapport is body language. Then, present it to your clients at prices never seen before to show that you care, you are truly there to help them during this time. Again, you might have to pivot. You might be a company that's not able to deliver their services due to the restrictions. You might have to pivot to other areas. Like, for example, events company, you can focus on your social media wing now, get out there on webinars, sell your services, strong focus on that. If you are in the fitness industry, you can't be open. Pivot to online classes, but that's not enough. Pivot to providing healthy meals to people that can afford it. Maybe online one-on-one personal training to people that can afford it. So you discuss their mindset with them as well. Partner with a coach that can teach them mindset as well, because it's not only about being physically fit, it's pivot now, do it. The lockdown might last longer. So Noor is saying, Ellen and Barbara, also a good book. Noor, is that on body language?
Yes, Doug, DC, Ellen and Barbara Pease. Yes, it is specifically on body language and it's very, very, very good. I use it for my training.
Great, thanks for sharing, Noor.
Thanks. Halima was asking. That is why I actually put it down.
100%. Repeat key words to build rapport. Now, let me explain. It's not only body language that you use to build rapport, it is also the words you use. Example, somebody tells me they are from Century City, Makati in the Philippines. If I repeat those words, what is going on there that's very interesting? What does that prove? It proves I listened. And that's the core skill in sales. A lot of people complain that the call center that called them or the salesperson that approached them did not listen to them. So when I repeat keywords back to my prospect, It proves that I'm listening, which also proves empathy and caring. So it's not a small thing. When people are speaking to you, repeat key words back to them, or the last words that they said in their sentence in the form of a question. Now, initially, I was not a natural at this. I even practiced on myself. When you practice on yourself, when you practice communication on yourself, please do it privately where nobody can see you. If not, people in isolation. So you could ask yourself, just practice. Oh, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Phnom Penh, Cambodia. Oh, Phnom Penh, Cambodia, I've always wanted to go. What is very interesting there? Just repeat some words back in the form of a question, and you will be building rapport, because it proves that you are listening, which is the core skill in sales. Truly listen to people. And when you receive an email, really read it in detail. Don't just glance over it. If not, you're not listening, and there will be confusion. So repeat key words. Then please ditch the pitch. Everybody in sales is taught to have this wonderful pitch about their product, going on for 50 minutes, an hour, how great I am and how great my product is. People don't care anymore how great you are, how great your product is. They only care what you can do for me. That's all they care about. And the only way you can know what you can do for them is by asking questions. What is it that I need to do to get your business? How can we best work together to make this work? Ditch the pitch. Don't tell them how great you are. By the service you give, by how you are listening, by the results that you provide, they will know you are great. No need to tell them. These hours and hours of testimonials, how your background, how brilliant you are. You've had a 20-year career and you explain every detail for 20 minutes. So what? People only care what value you can add to them. All right, so repeat key phrases, ask quality questions. Of course, you need to know your product. Of course, you need to understand the detail. About 70% of the time, you ask quality questions. Quality questions. How is it that we can best together, work together? How do you see this working for us? What can I do to get your business and serve you the best way I can possibly do at this point in time? Those are quality questions that will get quality answers. One example, I sat in when I was privileged enough to get out of my prison cell about 2 months ago, I sat in a conversation next to a salesperson that was just going, how great we are, just listing all achievements. And I saw the boredom. The other person on the other side of the table was doing this, falling asleep completely, because just talking about how great the company is. And I asked one simple question when I had the chance. It was hard to get a chance to speak, but I asked this: what do we need to do to? So give us a blueprint, give us all the key points. What do we need to do step by step to get your business? I'll repeat that. I see internet connection a bit unstable. What do we need to do to get your business? And they gave me the blueprint, and we got to work and got the business instead of this huge pitch. Let go of it. It's not valid anymore. You have to be unique in your approach and ask people, what is going on in your life? How is this lockdown affecting you? Really listen to what they are saying and care. If you truly listen, you will be able to tailor-make a solution for them. Attend to their needs, truly. And be unique. Ask quality questions. Don't just pitch. Everybody else is just pitching how great we are, the great office that we have. Be unique, ask quality questions, care, and you will stand out. first. People are getting tired of people that's just pitching in frenzy because they want money, which is natural. We all want it. But to get that money, you have to show value, unique value. What can we offer, and offer it to your high value targets? Okay, now we're gonna bring up the next poll, and then we'll take a couple of questions just to take a break from this bad, bold man speaking all the time. So DS, if you can please bring up the next poll. So thus far, through this long discussion, and I hope it already added a bit of value to you, which part of the webinar did you enjoy the most thus far? Tactical empathy, building rapport? Just make a choice. We'll just have it up for 10 seconds. Make your choice. Getting attention, talking to strangers. Just click on it, make your choice. We'll end the poll soon, within the next 10 seconds. Discussion did you enjoy the most? Okay, we're going to end the poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, the results are: getting attention 7%, talking to strangers 23%, headlines 10%, tactical empathy. Remember, when you show empathy, divide your customer base into those that cannot afford you at all. Show empathy through email, call them, ask the right questions, give them support, tailor-make offers to them. And then building rapport, 33%. So it seems like building rapport was the key to this. Remember, read up on body language, repeat the last words or keywords back to them. All right, thank you so much for sharing. Now I'll just open up quickly just for 5 box at the bottom. Any questions? Type quickly. I'll give quick answers. If you want to have a longer discussion after the webinar, you can send me an email. We can have a call, but keep it short, please. Any easy questions? Difficult questions, I'll pass on to DS. I handle only easy questions, so please type those questions. How to speak to difficult, busy client. Duke is asking how to speak to a very difficult and busy client. This is what I would do. I would send an email with a question as a subject line. Let's say the client is very busy, very difficult, and you have offered a solution that they, such as state the person's name. Let's say David. David, have you given up? Have you given up on success? If the solution that you have offered will give him more success. Have you given up on success? Question mark. And then the body of the email is, we are really here to help you and serve you. We are concerned about all businesses at this point in time. We want you to be a success. And then change the offer a bit, but here's even a new offer for you. And I will follow up with a call. When can we set the date? Create some urgency, but your subject line in your email or the first few words in your WhatsApp to him is so critical. David, I care about you. Have you given up on selling more, or whatever solution you offer? But ask a question. You are much more likely to get into detail. How do I know the reaction of a customer when the only thing you can do is a call? Right now, the only thing we can do is have WhatsApp calls or phone calls or be on Zoom. That's the only thing we can do. Okay, so try to be on Zoom as often as possible, or Skype where you can see the person. Ask them to switch on their video as often as possible. There you can at least say their reaction, their body language to a degree. If it's a phone call, if you've got no other choice. Okay, I will answer this question when we get to the that's right slide. So hold this question. When we get to the that's right slide, I will explain exactly. The reaction you want from a client is not yes, not very good question when we get to that slide. I'll take one more question. I'll take one more, so type away quickly, go for it. We can also answer your questions after this on email, or if you want a separate chat, can also do it. But keep those questions coming. I'll take one more. We have time for one more question. Please ask your question. Can we talk about testimony of the product during the conversation? Yes, please do. You have to build credibility with your clients, but keep it short. I was on so many webinars this past 2 weeks where people just went on for 40 minutes, 50 minutes testimonials. Then you're not adding value, right? If the whole conversation is about how great you are and how great the clients and that the experience of the product is great, but keep the testimonials short. If it's a webinar, maybe 5 minutes. If it's on a phone call, just one example of an extremely happy client that you have really added value to. Just 1 or 2 examples. Keep it short. Within 5 minutes, your testimonials, your explanation of how good and great you are, done. The rest is questions to the client that will truly help them. Hope that answers your questions. I apologize, I don't have a lot of time to go into depth, but very good questions. Thank you so much. And now let's get cracking. Let me catch a breath and take a sip here. Oh, coffee's so good. It gives me improved personality. Let's rock and roll. This is a critical question. How am I? Key, you have to couple that, you have to mix that with tactical empathy. Don't just simply ask this question. Mix it with showing empathy. I need to make that clear from the start. Example. You simply don't have the money at this point in time and your landlord is pressing you. Have empathy with your landlord. They're also in trouble. Everybody is going through a challenging time. How am I supposed to do that? That's a critical question to ask if you are not able to pay a bill, if you are not able to pay a service provider now, if you are not able to pay a landlord. It can be the subject line of an email. It can be said over the phone. But here's the critical thing. Has to be after showing empathy. So, or a WhatsApp. Hey, I truly need your rent. I'm also struggling. You need to pay. You have a contract. Pay now. Putting pressure on you. First, you use tactical empathy and use his name. Let's say his name is David. Hi, David. I truly empathize with your situation. I know it's tough times for everybody, and I can imagine that especially in the property sector, it's tough. It's extremely tough. I truly acknowledge that. I am going through a tough time too. I have only 30% of my income, of zero, if my industry is 100% affected. I simply don't have it. So how am I supposed to do that? That passes the buck to the landlord or the other person. Now he has to think on creative ways how we can work together to make it happen. first start with empathy. Don't just go, how am I supposed to do that? That will not work. That will not work in general. Now, does this work every time with every person? No. Like everything else human, it doesn't work all the time, but this has an 80% success rate internationally. This has been tested by a famous negotiator, probably the most famous negotiator currently, a guy called Chris Voss. This was tested in China. This was tested locally here in Malaysia. This was tested in America, Europe, etc. by several. I'm talking about hundreds of negotiators, top negotiators in several different industries, and it has an 80% success rate. It could be the subject line of the email. I'll just reiterate because this is very important. Only ask after to do that. You're going to get defense. You're going to might aggravate the situation. So first, acknowledge the other person. I know this is tough for you too. I know you have a family to feed. It's actually heartbreaking. I'm in the same position. Unfortunately, my industry is dramatically affected. I have zero income at this point in time, if it's true. So how am I supposed to do that? It got me personally out of trouble several times. I have great confidence in this. I have used it over the past 5 years. I've used it in South Africa. I've used it in Malaysia. I've used it in Cambodia. I've used it in many countries. And personally, it's not only the research that backs it up, it's my personal experience on this. This is a beautiful question if supported by empathy. Don't forget the empathy. If you forget the empathy, no go. Nada will not trouble. Let's say an employee asks you a difficult question and you can simply not, you want to help, but you cannot. Then you empathize first. I really have empathy with your situation, but be specific. It must be very hard for you because you are only getting 60% of your salary, for example. And I know you've got expenses, but we all on the same boat. I am not even taking a salary, just example. So how am I supposed to do that? It also helps to stimulate thinking of the other party. So I truly hope that that's a tip that really helps you during this time. Now, and again, I remind you, please stay until the end. We've got bonuses coming that will really add value to you. We're going to explain how you can manage your team remotely. So stay with me. I know attention span is challenging. So stay awake. Let's do this. This will help you. All right, on to the next item on our list. So those are 5 tips that we currently have that hopefully adds value to you. The next one is, that's right is the new yes. That's right is the new yes. Okay, let me explain. And we had a question earlier that this would answer. You don't want, how do I know over the phone the client agrees with me, the client is going to actually do it? How would I know that? Because I can't see the reaction. That was the question. This will answer it. I beg you, please listen to me today, because yes, hearing yes to your proposal is not always good. Not always good. And often this no. You have experienced this many times during meetings, during sales calls. The other person says yes, 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 and after the call, nothing happens. You can't even get hold of them. It's because yes is not yes. It's actually the quickest way to stop the conversation. They want to get out of it. What's the quickest way to get out? Just agree, 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 leave, done. Okay, and then it's not rude. People don't want to be rude. They don't want to give you a no because they know no will affect you negatively. So they just go yes, yes, yes. By the way, next time somebody nods their head in a meeting, your employees nods their head, yes, yes, yes. Ask them, what are you agreeing to? 99% of the time, I guarantee you, they will ask you to repeat yourself because take those nods of heads as a yes. Do not take those nods of heads as a yes. Don't take a physical yes as a yes. The words that you want to hear, the magical words is that's right. That's what you want to hear. Why? Because it's an agreement to a summary that you have made. So you make a clear summary of your whole sales conversation. Example would be, so Noor, we agreed that you would do A, B, and C. You will get me this clients. I, on the other hand, will provide you with this material, with this training material, for example, and I will give you a detailed modules on all the elements. Is that right?
Yes.
That is after a summary. Then you'll get a that's right. If you just go, okay, so are we going to do this? Yes. 50% of the time, it's actually a no. But if you get a that's right after a summary, you have an 80% plus chance of success. So you have showed empathy. You have asked all the questions. How can we work together on this? How do you see us working towards this goal? And then make a summary. Once everything has been discussed, you go summarize the whole conversation. You can also do that by email. And then you get a that's right. 80% of the time, if you truly get a that's right, it is a deal. And this has been internationally proven. So personally, as a salesperson, I don't like yes. I keep going. Then I know we've got a good chance of a deal. That's right is the deal closer, not yes. So just a quick summary. 80% of all yeses are fake. It's just to make you stop talking. People go, yes, yes, yes. Most of them are not even hearing you anymore. It's past their attention span. So show empathy, do the small talk first. Ask them how they are. Get to know a bit about their family, maybe for 5 minutes. Then ask your discovery questions. How and what questions, not why. Why is an accusation. Why are you late? How and what questions. What can we do together to make this a success? What can you bring to the party to ensure that we succeed? How can I proceed to get your business? Those are quality questions. If they have questions about your product, give the testimonials to have a deal. So hopefully going forward, you always go for that's right, not a yes. Okay, that's right. Hope you all got it and hope you use it. After a summary, get that's right. That is critical to your success. And now on to the 7th tip. We already shared 6 tips that you can immediately use. Hope you are making tons of notes. We can have calls after this with individuals that's really wanting to go deeper into this. We don't have time to go into true depth. You need to recalibrate. So what if the prospect is truly distracted? You can hear over the phone, they're not really listening to you. There's a lot of background noise. There are people around them. They are talking to people while you are talking to them. They are calibrate. So whenever somebody's truly distracted, when I speak to them, I tell them, Sarah, I can hear you are distracted. I know these are tough times. Maybe there's something else you need to attend to. Please do that. And let's reschedule the call at a time where you can truly focus on this. This is very important to you to get out of this issues we are currently facing. If you say that 8 out of 10 times, they will say, no, sorry, I will listen now. They will refocus if you do that. But don't allow the full conversation to happen with a distracted person. It simply will not work. If you're on a Zoom call and you can see they are all over the show, they are looking at their phone while you are speaking, if you can see them, and they answering WhatsApps while you are speaking, they could see you now, and I see somebody on their phone, which is likely, and there's nothing wrong with it. If I could see that, I would, if it was a one-on-one call, if I can see that you are distracted during a one-on-one call, I will pull you back. I will tell you, oh, I see you have got urgent business to attend to. Please do that. I know there's a lot of issues going on at this time, and please take care of it. Be friendly. And then we can reschedule the call and discuss this when you are truly focused, because this will help you to get out of this. You can make some money. I would do that, and then we can have a focused discussion the next time. So don't allow your prospects to be distracted. On social media, they will be distracted from your ad if you don't have great headings. So have powerful headings. Remember, look up newspaper headings. The top newspaper headings are usually good. You can copy them, change them to your industry. That are free online. And if you have a strategy call with us afterwards, if you opt to do that, we can share all those resources with you, but make sure you have powerful headlines that hit the emotions of your prospects. Then you can stand out. If not, they will be distracted from your copy. What if you are facing objections? Well, if you are facing objections, a lot of the time, it's likely that you were not great at the first part of the conversations. You have 8 seconds to impress. So how you are dressed, the first words that leave your mouth, your body language, open, confident, is key to this. If you are facing a lot of objections to this, you also likely did not do a proper summary and did not get it that's right. If you did all, or if to face any objections, but if you do right at the end, I just don't have the money, have to speak to my husband, I have to first think about this. Those are very common objections. Or my industry is literally down to zero. There's nothing, there's no activity in my industry. So how am I supposed to do that? You might get, how am I supposed to do that back at you? Then tell them how. Listen, this is truly a time of challenge. So let me tailor make an offer for you. What is it that I can offer? Opt them in. What is it that I can offer that can help you go forward? And if they don't have an answer there, make them go and think about it and follow up. But you can overcome objections. The first thing is do a great intro. The first 8 seconds, so important. Ask great questions. If the client or the prospect asks you to do something impossible, some people ask you to give them an impossible price or whatever, then use, how am I supposed to do that? At them. So Mary, I have empathy with you. It's very hard. It's very hard to afford anything, but I also have mouths to feed. This is the lowest price possible. I really considered your situation. So how am I supposed to do that? So use that back at them. All right, so what if prospect simply cannot buy? They have zero money, industry down, zero income. How can we do this? Then those are the people in your third category, your most important category. Just empathize with them. Send them emails, phone calls, and just listen and care. Tell them your situation. I will see if I can speak to somebody and then actually do that can offer you advice. I am not well versed in your industry, but I have friends that are, maybe they can help you. Opt in help for them, but do whatever you can for those people. And it's the truth. A lot of people are struggling. A lot of people are facing uncertainty. A lot of people have zero income. Some businesses have zero income. But again, you have to pivot. You can sell online at this point in time. All right, so 7th tip, recalibrate. If the prospect is distracted and if you are facing objections. Now, next subject, confidence. I cannot stress this enough. Confidence is key in sales. If you have no confidence in yourself or in your product, how can any... Quick question, keep that chat going. I want to see if you're still awake. Have your coffee, have your 10 Red Bulls, go for that cigar, Collier. Still there, Noura's still there. In that chat box, very quickly, I'll give you 10 seconds. Answer this question. Can you build confidence or not? Meaning, are you just born with a certain amount of confidence and I cannot improve it? Or can you build it? So give me a 1 or 2. 1 is I cannot build it. Number 2, so Manat says we can build it. We can. From Adrian, we have a yes. Rama says yes. Arthur Sam says yes. Oh, I can see you still awake. Deirdre says yes. We'll just keep going. Jerome, yes, yes, yes. I see a 1 year cannot build it. Fair enough. Everybody can have their opinions. It's entirely up to you. Yes, yes, yes. Daniel says yes. Vincent Collier, yes, la. All right, I've got a la. I've got a Malaysian la. So that's okay. So let's stop that because most of you are still awake and most of you agree that you can build it. But here's the critical thing. How? Everybody always says, I can, I can, I can. But then I see them after a year, most still same confidence level or poorer. So what if you think you can? How? How can I go in uncertain times like this to a level of unshakable confidence? How can I do that? I can personally tell you, and this is not bragging, it took a lot of personally, I have unshakable confidence. I might be pessimistic about something sometimes. Yes, I'm human, of course. I have my mistakes, but I have unshakable confidence in custom performance coaching, in our products, in our training, because it adds value. I have unshakable confidence in my abilities. I also know there's many things that I'm bad at, but there's many things I am good at. I have unshakable confidence in that. You can tell me what you want. My belief is different. But I built it. It took me a lot of time, effort, sometimes pain, sometimes tears, sometimes mistakes. But I built it. How do you build it? That's the key to this. Please listen to me. First thing, it's about making small promises and keeping them. Make underwhelming, not overwhelming promises to schedule your actions, but do everything to keep them, because if you don't keep the promises that you make to yourself, you will have no confidence. You will have no confidence if you break the promises that you keep to yourself. It will be fake confidence. Example, I will start exercising Monday, promise, and then I break it. I will start working harder Monday, and then I don't do it. I will learn a new skill during lockdown, and then I don't do it. People, you are breaking your own confidence because you are breaking promises to yourself. Scientifically and psychologically, that's how confidence works. It's about self-trust. If you break trust by breaking promises to yourself, you are breaking down your own confidence. You are the custodian of your own confidence. Your employees are the custodians of their own confidence. They don't need anybody else. It's a false assumption to say that person broke down my confidence. Tabole cannot. Tabole cannot. It's up to me. It's my confidence, right? So irrespective of what anybody says to me, if I keep my promises to myself, I will stand there in confidence. Doesn't matter what anybody else says. Doesn't matter what Mr. Pandemic says. Doesn't matter what Mr. COVID-19 says. I have built my confidence. I'm speaking in general now. You can build it to a degree where pandemic will not affect your confidence, even if there's zero income. That is if you make promises to yourself and keep them. So here's the practical exercise. Make a small promise, so don't overwhelm yourself. Once a week, write that promise down, schedule that promise in your diary. I am going to watch that webinar on Thursday to improve my skill. Then do it, take the action. If you do that every week, in 6 weeks' time, you will already have a much higher level of confidence. If you keep going and never break a promise to yourself, this is discipline. You will have unshakable confidence. Unshakable, meaning anybody can tell you what they want. The president can say this or that. COVID-19 can do this or that. It doesn't mean you will not be affected. It doesn't mean you will not be okay sometimes. Sometimes it's okay not to be okay sometimes, but it means I have unshakable confidence in myself and my ability and my employees. So write down. Example, I will build my relationship with my kids. They love they love watching movies. So I will watch a movie with them on Netflix every Friday night, and one that they enjoy. I will share it with them. I will laugh with them. I will discuss it with them. I will truly make it the most enjoyable experience for them, and the focus will be totally on them. That's my promise for this week, to build my relationship with my kids. Small promise, easy to do. Anybody can go on Netflix and watch the movie or whatever it is. Then make another promise in relation to your career. I will go online this week. Even if it's just by starting my Facebook posts. I've never done that before. I just shared general posts. But now I'm going to focus on my business. And then you do it. If you are afraid, just do it. Keep that promise. Make it small. We as CPC had to shift online. We never did webinars, but this is our pivot. We went online. We had to. We are selling online products as well, and we are doing it. And we had to do that very quickly, but we did it. Here we are on a webinar. Okay, so make a promise in relation to your career. I will move from events to social media focus during this time, and I will sell valuable offers to people that adds value, and I will push it. That could be a promise. I would start selling healthy meals. I will co-partner with service providers. I'm in the fitness industry. I will sell healthy meals to those that can afford it. My high value targets, I will do it. Whatever it is, but make a promise. I apologize. I see some people eat. I will do my best. You have to keep your confidence going by making small promises, write them down, schedule them, do it. I'll repeat that. Write down 2 promises per week, schedule them, do it. That would build the confidence. It will help you keep the faith. And during times of challenge, especially during times of challenge, your network is your net worth. Who can I collaborate with? You need to approach. Talking to strangers, approach people, approach communities, ask them to talk on their webinars. You will get no's, but if you approach every community in your industry, you'll get yeses. I am constantly on other webinars, speaking, engaging people on other platforms, get invited to it constantly. I get a lot of no's. I do get a lot of no's, but I get a lot of that's right as well. I get a lot of that's right. That's why I get on that. So your network, approach everybody that you know, make your contact list. How can I collaborate? How can I build a social media platform? How can I do whatever I need to do, but collaborate during this time? But confidence is key. Okay, now let's have a few questions again. Any questions thus far? Any questions? Just put it in the chat. Any questions that you have? I apologize if there's any internet issues. There's a lot of people on this call, and I've been on a lot of webinars where they. But please keep the chat going. Any questions thus far? Please type your questions. We'll just take 2-3 minutes and then we'll get into the last part of the presentation. Just keep your questions coming. Any questions? Go for it. I know there must be a question inside of you. Just ask it. If it's a simple question, just type away. I will do my best to answer quickly. We'll just give a few seconds for that. No, it takes a bit of time to type, so go for it. Go for it. I'll just wait a few seconds to allow. Type away. Okay, so we have Emily asking, you mentioned you were shy. How did you overcome this when you did sales? This is hard for introverts. So Emily is asking, how do you overcome your introversion when you are shy and now you have to approach people? Okay, so the first thing is, especially for introverts, write down your opening lines for conversations. Practice that with yourself. Give back possible answers to yourself, but do that privately, right? People are going to think you're crazy. So the answer to that is write down opening lines. So for social events, David, how do you know the host? you'll get an answer because they're at the same party. So write down simple opening lines. So for sales, what interested you? We love our product and it adds value to people. So we truly want to know what interested you. We care about you. So write down opening lines, practice it with yourself first. Start practicing at airports if we are free in the future, or when we are. Start practicing slowly. It takes a bit of guts, but you will have more confidence if you write down. Okay. And then start practicing. That's how I did it. And that's how I have confidence. Is there any scientific proven that speaking in front of mirror can build self-confidence? It can, because it's practice, right? And practice builds confidence. So if you practice your speech, your body language over and over again in the mirror, yes, it can, if that works for you. I would practice live. I would get my family to listen to my speech. That could build confidence. Get feedback, practice again. Just keep the practice going. Practice in front of your family. Speak, make videos, even if nobody sees it. Make videos at first, look at it, see how you can improve, build your confidence, make promises and keep them, and that will help you a lot. Then, what is number one priority to build team confidence during MCO, or an effective way to build it? Phoebe is asking a very good question. How do I build the confidence of my team? How do I build the confidence of my team during MCO? There's a lot to it, Phoebe. Happy to have a strategy call with you after this. We can schedule it. So Phoebe, we can schedule a call, but a quick answer. One thing you can immediately do is to be is often as a result of a lack of clarity. Resistance to anything that you say is often lack of clarity. So be clear of what is the current situation, have empathy, tell them what is the goal going forward, tell them what is the goals. If the goal is purely survival, tell them that, and how we are going to do this, and be inspirational about it. I have an inspirational plan. I have the help. I've spoken to communities. We are going to do this. We are going to survive. This is how. So clarity of communication, inspirational communication will help them. All right, we need to go to the next slide. So I hope that helps, but happy to have separate conversations about this. So let's close this chat and on to manage your team remotely. This is critical. Most of us have remote teams. We might have people sitting in other countries. We might have people locally, but they are separate from us, of course, because we all are in lockdown. So how do I track performance and boost my business even remotely? How do I keep them motivated? How do I keep track of what they are doing and not doing? And with that in mind, we have created an online system, performance tracking system, Flowy Team. We are going to explain that quickly to you, just for around 10-15 minutes max. And then we will end the presentation. Stay right until the end. There's offers for you. There's things that you can immediately do to get cracking and go for this and upskill yourself. Okay, so let's go. Of poor performing employees. I'll repeat that because that is a pain point, big pain point. We all, as business owners, as managers, have experienced poor performance from some employees, or sometimes maybe even all the employees. maybe our whole sales team not performing, but now it's very hard to perform, right? We all have experienced that pain. So how do I overcome that pain? It's by setting attainable targets and inspiring your team, giving them the what, the how, and the why. The why is so important. Why are we even doing this? If there's no great reason for us doing it, if there's no impact to society, who cares? Just here to do a job. So we overcome that by setting clear KPIs, key performance indicators. Now, KPIs generally, it's another thing to do. No, it's targets. It's something inspirational. And if you put it that way to employees and give them the tools, it's an inspirational tool and it helps you to keep track. Now let's get into the meat of this. KPI measures performance, first of all. So it truly empowers you to take action when there's poor performance. So it's not just, oh, this one's doing bad, that one's doing good. When somebody's not performing, it's a call to action, training, coaching, empowerment, giving them more tools, helping them immediately. So KPI is a proactive tool. It's a driver to success, to earn more money during this time. Now you might have to dial down your KPIs. One KPI might be purely survival. Break-even point might be a KPI. You can't set too high expectations. You have to lower it, but set them so that your employees have something to work towards. Even if that break even, set it so that we can work towards something together. KPIs are not tasks. So coming to work on time. Coming to work on time is a basic task. It's not a KPI. If I reward people for coming to work on time just for a task, I will lose a lot of money. I should reward them for key drivers like sales turnover. That's a KPI. Turning prospects into clients. That's a KPI. If I have that as KPIs, I can propel my team forward and motivate them. So good KPIs are amount of leads for sales, your closing rate, how many prospects am I turning into clients, and then turnover. Those are good KPIs for sales especially. But they have to be reasonable. They have to be attainable. You have to empower your staff. Lower that KPI. If not, it will just demotivate them. I'll repeat that. Apologies again if the internet connection is unstable. There's a lot of people on the call and I see it with a lot of webinars. So I'll just repeat that. Sales leads, closing rate, turnover, good KPIs, but you might have to lower the expectations, might be a lot during this time. And you might have to pivot, sell more of a product that is tailor-made for this time that we are facing. All right, and we move forward, onwards and forwards. Hope you're all getting that. What are good objectives and KPIs? If it's impossible to attain, especially during this challenging time, it's not a good KPI or objective. An objective might be the all-over company goal, a turnover of 12 million or 100,000 or 50,000 or 5,000. It has to make a difference to the company's performance. It has to be very clear. We want to be leaders in this industry. We want to outperform everybody else during MCO by offering different products, but be specific. 3 different value-added products. That might be an objective for now. So it has to be clear. It has to be concrete. It has to be action-orientated. People have to take action toward. Getting leads is an action, but give them the how. Email list. I have to do calls every day, 5 Zoom calls every day to get more leads. It has to be action orientated. Good key results, KPIs, like sales turnover, for example, is a great KPI. Individual sales turnover, individual leads that I get. Might be great KPIs, or they are. They have to be very specific. They have to be time bound. They have to be aggressive. So it has to be a reach, yet attainable. Now remember, tough times. I can't just, because I am stressed, put a lot of stress on my employees and expect them to achieve major targets or the same targets as in the past. Lower your expectations, but still set those KPIs. And this is all available through our online performance management system. And stay right until the end. We'll give you good options on that. All right, so let's move along. We are almost done. So we help you to set up all of that. We hold your hand. I know it's tough times and we've got a lot of focus on other things. So we help you through the process, what to set, how to motivate your team. We even have a So benefits of the KPI system. Let's get into the benefits. It empowers you to manage your team remotely. So here's a great benefit to our system. They have to log in. You see where they log in from, right? And you can see how long they've spent on a task. And then you can compare that to the KPI. So you see them logging in, how much time they spent, and the outcome. So then it's very easy to manage them. But remember, be inspirational, set lower targets, but set them and give them the tools. Then they won't be overwhelmed, because it's easy to be overwhelmed during this time. It makes performance objective, not subjective. It makes performance objective, not subjective. This is critical. We all have our opinions on what performance looks like, but that is subjectively, and we put it as a number or a percentage. That number or percentage does not lie. It's not my feelings about it. It's an actual fact. A KPI is a number or a percentage. Okay, make that very clear to your team. It helps to identify skills gaps. So if you see a person not hitting a KPI, you immediately investigate why not. Is it a lack of communication skills? Is it a lack of closing the deal? Is it a lack of getting a that's right? Are they not able to build rapport? If you investigate and then you give the coaching. So on our platform, you can also upload videos on how to communicate and share it with your team so that they can overcome their skills gaps. That is critical to performance. Then it helps you to strengthen employees' morale. If they have clear, attainable, you are coaching them in an inspirational way, you are supporting them. Then they have clear direction. I'll repeat that. They have clear direction. Clear direction means they know what the way forward is. You are supporting them. You are helping them. They can achieve. If you just frantically call them, do this, do that, no clear direction, and the next day it's something totally different, they won't perform. This KPI system, this performance management system gives them all of that, clear direction, clear tools, and gives them the support. That is critical. Okay, we're getting towards the end, so I hope everybody's still awake. Have some coffee. We are almost there, and I hope this truly adds value to you. So the purpose of key performance indicators. Now, Harvard has done extensive research on how many companies study. Only 25% of top companies use KPIs. but it's often those that are right at the top that use them. They understand the value of it. There's 75% of top companies that's not using it. And that's why they get into trouble, because there's no clear direction. There's no clear goals usually. There might be goals, but they are not made clear. So on our system, even the tasks are listed. What do you need to do? When do you need to do it to meet that KPI? You can provide the coaching, you can provide the training so that they truly can achieve that. So it's wonderful for performance to have your KPIs set and to manage it. All right, let's go for it. Then 5%, this is on average, 5% of all employees simply just work well on their own. They just do it. Then 5% of all employees on average are just working poorly. Whatever tools you give them, whatever training you give them, they just work poorly. So in general, 5% do great, 5% just dramatically poorly. And then 90%, listen to this, 90%, this is according to Harvard globally, 90% of all employees need clear goals, clear direction for them to perform. So you need a system for goals, KPIs. It's just simply a fact. And we are almost there. What happens if you don't have the system? If you don't have, it doesn't have to be this system, but if you have any system, if you lack that, you are missing clear goals. In other words, no clear direction. It will result in inaction. People won't take action if they are not clear. Why are we doing this? And if we don't even have a goal, so we're just doing some work, I'll just do it when I can, how I can, and I'll get some money. That will be the attitude. So not having a clear system and well-defined goals and empowerment and coaching along with it will affect your performance negatively. So have to have some sort of system. I remind you, very critical, dial those KPIs down. Set lesser targets, but set them. Even if the target is survival for your company, even if the target is we are not surviving, but we have to negotiate. How many people are you going to negotiate with and by when? That's another target. There's always targets. It results in low earnings, poor performance. It can result in your company closing down if you have no clear goals, clear direction. Okay, we are getting there. Real-time tracking, that's what our system offers, real-time, so you can immediately reports. How's this employee performing compared to last month? How's this employee performing prior to MCO, during MCO, and after? You can compare it all, and that's highly empowering for a manager. Just repeat that. I know the line might be affected. We have reports on the system that's comparative. So you can compare performance prior to MCO, during MCO, after, which will empower you for the future. It empowers you to immediately take action. You can log in daily to see, did this person take action? If not, push notifications can be sent. It's a very interactive system. Emails can be sent all on the system. Notify that employee, can be done. And reward, it's so critical. People need to feel upliftment. And at this point, it doesn't have to be money. It can be a pat on the back. It can be an individual call. Whatever reward you can. Maybe you can give no physical reward. I'll repeat that. Maybe you can give no physical reward at this point in time, but you can get them together on a 10-minute call purely to thank them. Don't even talk about other business. I just want to thank you for the effort. I know it's tough for everybody. I know this is hard. I want to thank you. The only reward, be honest and open. Be honest and open. only, I cannot give you something. I cannot give you money at this point in time. I cannot give you a bonus, but I can just give you praise. And I sincerely want to thank you for your efforts. We are hitting, we had to lower our expectations, our goals dramatically. And even our lowered expectations, you are going for it. Well done, well done. Motivate them. CEO officer, reward them, send them videos how they can upskill, send them to online courses, do something. Inaction will result in death for your business. All right, now let's get cracking. How can you get access to the system? There's 3 steps to making more money. Sign up. DS is on the chat. He's telling you how to sign up. There's free access for 3 people, easy implementation and setup of KPIs, and we help you with that. And we track performance. Stay right until the end. We will give you a great special on this if you are able to afford it. We have great empathy if you cannot, but there's free offers as well. Okay, last poll. Can we pull up the last poll, please, DS? Last poll. And then we'll get into the offers. Offers that you can make use of right away. And there's some free offers. And we would like to collaborate with you as well. Maybe we can make things happen together. So, what is your key learnings for the second part? Key learnings, things that you really think is useful, that you can apply immediately. Closing the deal, how am I supposed to do that? Just make your choice. You've got 10 seconds, then we close the poll, just click. Right, we close the poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, and click, click, click. Make your choice, and 1. Can we get the results? The results will come up in a few seconds. So 36% said closing the deal. Closing the deal already in the beginning, but most importantly, that's right. Get that, that's right. That's closing. Am I supposed to do that? Use it in your emails after empathy, and get to that's right. 15% found that valuable. Now, last 10 minutes, stay right until the end. You will miss out if you don't. There's free offers. Let's get into that. Let's just do it. Just do it, Nike. I will repeat myself a couple of times just to make sure that everybody gets it. Just quickly, our Flowy products, our performance management products and online products. We have Petronas as clients, Felda, SME Corp, and those companies have been clients for several years in relation to our Flowy products. So it's highly reputable. And now let's get into the offers. I told you, I promised we will not get stuck into how good we are, who's our clients. Here are our the first one, if you can please bring it up, is a free sales strategy Zoom call. It's free. About 30 minutes to 45 minutes, you'll get my full attention. You explain your issues, you explain what your challenges are, and together we see how we can pivot, how we can create a new income stream, how we can get online very quickly in a matter of a day or two, how we can get cracking on Facebook, whatever. Can we start selling meals if we are in the fitness industry, whatever it is. That's just examples. There's many options, but a free sales strategy Zoom calls with definite outcomes. I've had many of them already, and I've heard feedback that people are able to pivot very quickly after the strategy call and actually get some income. Might not be the desired sales strategy Zoom call is our first offer, but there's more. There's more. So schedule your free sales strategy call within 24 hours from now. The offer lasts for 24 hours. You just have to schedule it. Doesn't mean you have to have the call within 24 hours. Just schedule the call. Our details will come up soon. That's the first bonus. It's all free, no obligation. The second bonus is a one-on-one sales coaching session. Now, you don't have to take us up on all bonuses. You can pick and choose. You can bundle all of them, do all of them, or you can just pick one. But please make use of these offers. It will help you. One-on-one sales coaching, I will teach you all these strategies that we've discussed today in person. I'll practice with you. We will make sure that your clients are contacted. We will implement those strategies to make sure that you get ahead. What that one-on-one sales coaching is all for. It's to get you selling right now. If you have to get online to do it, I help you to do it. We all have skills inside of us that we have not monetized. I will help you to monetize your skills ASAP. That's what the one-on-one sales coaching is all about. But there's even more. Wait for it, wait for it. There's even more. So free sales strategy Zoom call, all offers valid for 24 hours. You just have to schedule it within 24 hours. Don't have to actually do it within 24 hours, but I prompt you to do it because there's not a lot of time. You have to get online, you have to sell, you have to do it now. The second bonus is 3 sessions for only 999 ringgit. Now, I can honestly tell you, our normal rates and more. I charge up to 2,000, 3,000 even for highest level companies for personal coaching per hour. So this is a never seen before price, so make use of it if you are able to. Then the third bonus is a group sales training. I can train your whole sales team. It's 3 Zoom sessions of 2 hours each. So it's a full day actually, because normal training, there's lunch, etc. If you take out the breaks, this is a full day's sales training personally for your team. It can be as many people as you like, but 3 Zoom sessions of 2 hours each. It's a full day's training. Normally it's up to 8,000, 8,000 ringgit for a training like that. Cheapest price that we ever charge for a training like that is 5,000 ringgit, 5,000 ringgit. This is only for one. Can even pay in 3 installments, but we will help you to sell and do it now. That's the point. If you want to sell in 3 weeks, no income, do it now, pivot now, sell now. So those are our 3 offers. Please take a picture. We'll keep this up for a minute or two. Take a picture. That's all our offers. And the 4th bonus, there's even more. 4th bonus, we explained how you can manage your team remotely through Flowy Team. It's only for today. There's free Flowy Team access. There's free Flowy Team access, but it's only available for today. Now, there's a huge saving. If you take up us up on all the bonuses, you will save well over 7,000 ringgit from our lowest normal prices. It's a 7,000. Will never happen again. 24 hours to schedule this with us. So by tomorrow, we'll make it 1 p.m. tomorrow, Thursday, 23rd of March. This is over, done. We cannot do this for everybody. We are trying to help as much as we can, but this is truly what we can do for you to help you. But please at least make use of the free strategy call, but the one-on-one sales coaching, the group sales training, as well as the Flowy Team access will get you to motivate your team, take them forward towards goals, and sell right now. So make use of these offers. And I have that, DS is keeping it up on the screen for you. Take a pic of it. And here is our contact details. So take a quick pic of this. Here is our contact details. My number, I'm on a lot of calls every day, so please WhatsApp. DC Dirkutsia, that's my number, and my email address as well. Take a pic, and take action now. What happens if you delay? Nothing. Take action now. If you have zero income, no money, take us up on the free call, but take some action now. And then we have DS, Dirk Schmellenkamp. If anybody can pronounce that, you get 10 points already for free. There's his WhatsApp number and his address, email address. So take action, WhatsApp us, email us, do it now. Take action. That's the only way. Sell like crazy now. Tomorrow, in a week, too late. Go for it. Go for it. Hope you're already doing something. And I sincerely hope, and I say this with great empathy, if you don't go with us and with our with you, we support you, we are your #1 fan, we want to see you succeed, but do something. Get out of this. It's not going to happen by itself. Take action, and there's action that you can take. So enough talking. I'm out of breath. We will take any questions through email, through WhatsApp. We want to sincerely thank you for your time. Hope it was helpful tips, and hope it was valuable sharing. I would like to ask you for quick comments. Did you find the training valuable? Quick comments. We just want to see if this is helpful, and we of course want to improve. We only had 2 hours. You can't teach people fully in 2 hours to sell. Impossible, but we have from Apila, it was great. We have from Noor, yes, so valuable. Promised we did not just give you ideas on how great we are. We are just humans, but we're trying to help you. Keep it going, keep the chat going. Was pretty good, very helpful. Thank you. I've gained so much knowledge and new ideas. Thanks for that, Deirdre. Really appreciate it. Keep it coming. Just 1 more minute. That's it. Keep it coming. Lifeng says, thanks, Dirk. I had great sessions with Dirk. Rama says that. Very good insights and practical tips. Thank you, DC. Very helpful. Okay, we stop that chat there. Last chat, and then we are done. Just for a minute, please tell us, what offer are you interested in? DS, if you can please open up the offers again. Offers, just type in the chat box so that we know which offer are you interested in. Just type 1, 2, 3, or 4. We have a 1 there from Adrian. We have a Zoom call from somebody else. Just 1, 2, 3, or 4. Or if you're interested in all, tell us, keep it going. 1, we have another 1. 1 at the moment from Rihanna. But remember, only 24 hours. Just schedule it with us. We have a lot of other coaching sessions going on, etc. A lot of other calls. So take us up within 24 hours. Keep it going. What are you interested in? We've got another 1. Just for a few seconds more, please use your chat box. Jerome says 1. So we'll schedule. consider taking us up on that offer for especially managing your team remotely. There's free access now. Okay, we've got 111. Okay, so thank you so much. A sincere thank you to you, sincere empathy. These are tough times. It is hard for everybody, but only action. And Jerome says he already logged into number 4. Thank you so much, Jerome. He's already gaining access to Flowy Team. Jerome is taking action. That's so cool, Jerome. Thank you very much. Please take us up within the next 24 hours, and really empathy with you, but take action. And I hope you all are okay. You all are safe and healthy, and hope to see you all on the other side of MCO. It was great to speak to all of you. And that's it from my side. And also a great thank you to the whole we spent 0 on marketing. It was purely the effort of our team. 100% the effort of our team to get this going, to get this webinar up and running. I apologize if there was any issues in you hearing us clearly, but at least everybody said they got something. So thank you so much, and goodbye to you all, and see you on the other side. Bye, everybody.